This is the cheapest Samsung smartphone you can buy from new. This is the Samsung A05. This cost me £50 on Amazon, but can I use this to make YouTube videos? Let's find out. So this phone is very, very cheap. It effectively has one camera on the back. It has a main camera and a depth sensor. While this is a 50 megapixel camera, this smartphone only records in 1080p. On the bottom, we've got USB-C input and we've got a microphone input or a headphone jack. So that could be useful. So I'm going to make a YouTube video with this smartphone and I'm going to see if gear really matters. Can you do things with just a basic smartphone? And to make it even more tricky, I'm going to edit the video on this smartphone as well. Everything is going to be done on the smartphone. So I've currently got the smartphone's native camera app up. The screen looks a little bit washed out because I've set the screen to be eye friendly. It's brighter than it normally would be, but that doesn't affect the footage. The native camera app only records in 1080p 30, so I am stuck at 30 frames per second. The footage using the native camera app does look really quite terrible. So the first thing I'm going to do is use a third-party camera app. I'm actually using the ProTake camera app for Android, and while this is a free app, I upgraded because I wanted manual control, and it costs £13 a year for the upgrade, but I can use it on 3 devices. So using Pro mode, I can control the settings and I can get the most out of this smartphone camera. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use an external microphone set rather than the smartphone's inbuilt microphone. This is wireless and this is the Holland A1. It's a dual microphone set. It costs around £30. It's tremendous value. It's really useful. It's got a USB-C adapter, so I'm going to be plugging this into the camera's USB-C port, and that will allow me to use a wireless microphone. So now I'm going to switch to the camera so you can see the difference that using a Pro app and an external microphone makes. So I'm now recording using the ProTake app. I said before that the camera was stuck on 1080 30, but using the ProTake app I can get it to 24 frames per second, which is really, really useful. That's what I film in, and it's just easy to film in 24 frames per second for me. Got my smartphone here because with the ProTake app, you can use other smartphones as monitors, which means I can actually use the rear camera up here rather than having to use the selfie camera and get the framing correct. So this is using the ProTake app with the wireless Holland microphone, and now we're going to switch over to what the camera would be like just on its own. So now I'm using the native camera app, the smartphone's internal microphones, and I'm filming at 1080p 30. Over here I've got a light which has a fan running, so you might be picking that up on the phone. It's probably not very good. The field of view is wider. I will mention that I've talked about the ProTake camera app. Now most people are going to say, but you could use the Blackmagic camera app, that's free as well, and that does monitoring. However, the Blackmagic camera app will not work on this smartphone. It's not powerful enough. So now I've got sound sorted, I've got my app sorted. Let's go and start doing some recording. I'm going to be using plenty of lights for this one, just because I know this camera is going to need a lot of lights and I want to lower the ISO as much as I can. So I'm using 2 lights because lighting is important. There's enough light bouncing around in the room that I don't really need a light for the subject because I'm in a white room. I'm using 2 lights against a white background. Got the camera in 1080p, which is its highest output, 24 frames per second, 1/50th a second of a shutter speed, and quite a low ISO at around 119. So I've recorded all the footage with this phone. I have recorded sound straight into this phone, and now I'm putting together a timeline edit using LumaFusion on this phone, and I'm going to export it from this phone and upload it to YouTube. Let's see how I get on. So I'm going to show a short extract of the video I made. You can see the full video on YouTube. It's quite a short watch, and it's actually a review of this lamp here that I've had in shot. Hello, today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this Govee table lamp 2. Let's get into it. We've got some manuals, including a master guide card. In here we've got a AC transformer. Now I'm in the UK, so it is a 3-pin plug. So the thing that I found the most constraining was editing on this smartphone. Editing was a big mistake Filming on this was okay actually. It doesn't have any stabilization, but I did use this on a tripod. I wouldn't want to walk around and film on this, but it was fine for doing a product review for YouTube. No problems whatsoever. Using the ProTake app really increased the production quality alongside with using an external microphone. The problem with editing on this was LumaFusion was quite unresponsive. I'd press things like the play button and it just wouldn't play. I had to press on the preview rather than the play button, and that was my workaround. It was nothing to do with me, it just didn't seem to work when using the play button. Unsure why. This doesn't work with Bluetooth headphones, so I either had to listen through the speaker or I had to plug in these USB-C headphones. That was a little bit annoying that I couldn't just use my wireless Bluetooth headphones. The layout made it really difficult. I couldn't get rid of this media bin. If I turn it portrait like this is the ideal way to edit, but you can see I've got my media bin here rather than the timeline. If I turn it this way, I've got access to the clips here. So I found it quite difficult to edit on a small screen. Really, you want to be editing it like this. This is a much easier way to edit it. So editing on this phone in LumaFusion was incredibly frustrating, but recording a YouTube video with this phone, if you have good light and you use an external microphone and you use a good third-party app, actually works really well.